What if I told you the secret to giant, prolific peppers isn't what you think? Forget expensive fertilizers and fancy gadgets. I've been using a hidden ingredient in my compost, rich in carbon, that has transformed my pepper harvest, and you won't believe how easy it is to make. When neighbors stop by my garden, their jaws drop at the sight of my pepper plants. These aren't just healthy plants, they're absolute monsters, heavy with vibrant, thick-walled peppers that seem to multiply by the day. Last season alone, I harvested over 200 pounds of peppers from just 12 plants, a yield that left even experienced gardeners scratching their heads in amazement. The secret isn't some expensive miracle fertilizer or cutting-edge growing technique. It's something most gardeners completely overlook, something that's probably sitting in your yard right now, waiting to be transformed into what I call pepper gold. This hidden gem has single-handedly revolutionized not just my pepper harvests but my entire approach to soil health and plant nutrition. The game changer in my pepper beds is carbon-rich compost. And before you think you know what that means, let me explain why this isn't your typical compost pile. Most gardeners focus heavily on nitrogen-rich green materials like grass clippings and kitchen scraps, but they're missing the incredible power of carbon-dominant composting. Carbon in compost comes from what we call brown materials: dried leaves, shredded cardboard, wood chips, sawdust, shredded paper, and even old cotton clothing. These materials might seem boring compared to flashy nitrogen sources, but they're the foundation of soil transformation. When I started deliberately loading my compost with these carbon-rich ingredients, maintaining ratios of about 30 parts carbon to 1 part nitrogen, everything changed. The science behind this is fascinating yet simple. Carbon provides the energy source that feeds beneficial soil microorganisms, creating a thriving underground ecosystem that peppers absolutely love. These microbes break down organic matter, release nutrients slowly over time, and create soil aggregates that improve drainage while retaining moisture, exactly what pepper plants need to thrive. The carbon also helps build humus, that dark, crumbly soil component that acts like a sponge for nutrients and water. Creating this carbon-rich compost powerhouse is easier than you might think, and I'm about to share the exact method that's given me those incredible pepper harvests. The key is layering and patience, but the results are worth every bit of effort. Start your pile with a thick foundation layer of coarse carbon materials. I use wood chips or chopped branches about 4 inches thick. This creates air pockets essential for proper decomposition. Then add your finer carbon materials, shredded leaves, torn cardboard, or shredded paper. The layering process is where the magic happens. After your carbon base, add a thin layer of nitrogen-rich materials, kitchen scraps, fresh grass clippings, or green plant trimmings, but keep it thin, maybe 2 inches maximum. Then pile on another thick layer of carbon materials, at least 6 inches deep. This pattern continues as you build your pile, always ending with carbon on top to prevent odors and pest issues. Here's where most gardeners go wrong. They're afraid of too much carbon, thinking it will slow decomposition. The opposite is true when done correctly. The abundant carbon feeds the microbes that drive decomposition, creating internal heat that breaks everything down efficiently. I turn my pile every 3 weeks, adding water if it feels dry, and within 4 to 6 months I have the richest, darkest compost I've ever seen. The application timing and method make all the difference in how your peppers respond to this carbon-rich compost. I apply a generous 3-inch layer around each pepper plant in early spring, about 2 weeks before transplanting seedlings. This gives the soil microbes time to begin integrating the compost into the existing soil structure. Throughout the growing season, I side dress each plant with an additional inch of compost every 6 weeks. The key is keeping the compost about 2 inches away from the plant stem to prevent moisture-related diseases. I gently work the compost into the top few inches of soil, being careful not to disturb the pepper roots, which tend to be shallow and widespread. The results speak for themselves. My pepper plants develop extensive, healthy root systems that can access nutrients and water more efficiently. The plants show darker green foliage, stronger stems, and most importantly, continuous fruit production throughout the entire growing season. Where I used to get maybe 20 peppers per plant, I now regularly harvest 60 to 80 peppers from each plant, and they're noticeably larger and thicker walled than before. What amazes me most is how this compost improves soil structure over time. The carbon creates stable soil aggregates that resist compaction, allowing pepper roots to penetrate deeper and spread wider. The improved drainage prevents the waterlogged conditions that often lead to pepper plant diseases, while the enhanced water retention keeps plants happy during dry spells. While peppers have been my gateway to understanding carbon-rich composting, the benefits extend throughout my entire garden. Tomatoes respond with increased yields and better disease resistance. Root vegetables like carrots and radishes grow straighter and larger in the improved soil structure. Even my annual flowers bloom more prolifically and for longer periods. The universal appeal of carbon-rich compost lies in its ability to create the soil conditions that most plants prefer: well-draining yet moisture-retentive, rich in slow-release nutrients, and teeming with beneficial microbial life. This isn't a quick fix or a temporary boost, it's a fundamental improvement to your soil that compounds over time. The beauty of this approach is its sustainability and cost-effectiveness. Instead of purchasing expensive fertilizers year after year, you're creating a renewable resource using materials you might otherwise discard. Every fall, I collect neighbors' bagged leaves, shred cardboard from online deliveries, and gather wood chips from tree service companies, all free sources of carbon that become garden gold. This carbon-rich composting method has transformed not just my pepper harvests, but my entire relationship with gardening. It's taught me that sometimes the most powerful solutions are hiding in plain sight, waiting for us to recognize their potential. The incredible pepper yields are just the beginning. This approach creates resilient living soil that supports robust plant health and sustainable gardening practices. If you're ready to take your pepper growing to the next level, start building your carbon-rich compost pile today. Your future pepper harvests will thank you, and you might just find yourself with the kind of garden that stops neighbors in their tracks. Don't forget to subscribe to Smart Garden for more game-changing gardening secrets, and share this guide with fellow gardeners who are ready to discover the hidden power of carbon-rich composting. I'd love to hear about your own composting experiments and pepper success stories in the comments below.